It takes more than a nice face to get my attention.
I'm not sure what just happened, but I assure you I will get to the bottom of it. Whatever it is those Psijics are up to, they cannot be trusted. For all we know, he's here to scout out the college. I'm sure they want to undermine our efforts. This orb, the Eye of Magnus, whatever you want to call it, it's clearly powerful, and no doubt they want it for themselves. I expect to be informed if they make any future attempts to contact you. The what? No, I'm quite sure I have no idea what you're talking about. I suggest you mind your own business and return to whatever it is you do here.
I need your help with something. Something private. I've never heard of anything like that. Did you ask Tolfdir? He's been here a long time and seems to know almost everything. Yes, but it needs to be kept quiet. I may have entered into an agreement with Enther. He had something I needed, so I traded him something of mine. It was a mistake, and now I want back what I gave him. It's an amulet that belonged to my family, and I never should have given it to Enther. But he won't deal with me. Talk to him. See what it'll take to get my amulet back. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. It doesn't matter. It's also none of your concern. Just talk to him. See if you can convince him to give my amulet back. I told you, it's from my family. I know they've always disapproved of what I wanted in life. To learn magic instead of becoming a farmer or a hunter. But no matter how poorly they may have treated me, they're still my family. I didn't consider that until after I made the trade. All right, then.
If you have a moment, could you help me with something? We're all trying to become better mages, right? Well, I need someone I can practice a few spells on. Nothing dangerous, really. Would you be willing to assist me? Well, I simply thought you might wish to help out one of your fellow mages. If that's not enough, I suppose, I have this amulet you could take. No, not that kind of spell. Believe me when I say I wouldn't be asking if it weren't necessary. Oh, good. I was afraid I'd have to go ask J'zargo. Now, you just stand there. Please hold still, and don't move. There. Now oh dear. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do you feel all right? You look very, green. I am so very sorry. I went over this again and again, and I was sure it would have better results. It's not. It shouldn't be. You'll be back to normal in no time. And when you are, we can try this again, and I'll be sure to get it right. Huh? That sounds ominous. Are you getting yourself into even more trouble? Did you ask Mirabelle? She runs things around here after all. So far, if only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains.
Don't even talk to me again.
Yes.
I still need some help, if you can spare the time. I still need some help, if you can spare the time.
Can you possibly help Jazargo? Jazargo has seen that Toftir likes you. You must be very skilled with magic, yes? Jazargo is working hard, but cannot do it alone. Can you help with this?
Really, are you? Because I seem to recall doing just that.
Jazargo has worked hard on learning new spells, trying new things. This will make Jazargo stand out as a mage. But Jazargo works so hard, there is no time to test these new spells. If you help with the testing, this will make learning easier. Jazargo will give you scrolls. You will use them and report the results. This is a good plan, no? You tell Jazargo when you are ready. Ha! You can't resist, can you? Let's see. This one, I think. Jazargo has designed it to be an excellent flame cloak, with a twist. It is especially potent against the undead, and should burn them to a crisp in no time. Jazargo gives you plenty of these scrolls, so you try them and return when you can say whether they work. Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jazargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jazargo to become great. The what of what? No idea. If it is important, maybe Toftir knows. He seems to know a lot. Jazargo awaits word of how well his scrolls work.
Surely it must have been a giant riding a carriage or a flying ship. Of course, that had to be it. It couldn't possibly be anything else. Although, I don't know if it will be powered by cheese. That part makes no sense. Carried by moth spiders, more likely. They shoot the mammoths with their webbing and then float off together into the sky. It takes 1,000, no, 1,000,000 moths to lift it. Oh, I would never try anything like that. Won't even drink a bottle of ale. I need my mind absolutely clear so I know what I see is real. The field of unknown and undiscovered magic. It seems odd that there are only 5 schools. There should be at least 500. How else can you explain all the magical phenomena in this world? Doomstones, alchemy, and dragon shells, for instance. Those can't be categorized by any of the 5 schools. I wish Neria would be more encouraging. She calls my research nonsense and goes out of her way to do so. She said Master Gessler would reject my proposal on conjured ink. Said only the most talent-devoid novice would need to make notes and spell tomes. I suppose an alternative would be to enchant the tomes themselves, so the readers could gain an intelligence boost. Oh, all the time. Especially at the college where magical energy is strong. Floating objects like books, soul gems, and silverware for one. You really have to watch where you're going or you might run your eye into a fork. Then there's the multiplying fruit. Master Drevis thinks the several hundred apples he found in his pillow was a prank. I think it was a rare form of spontaneous cloning. Clearly some type of plant-based magic, like an evolved form of alchemy. Of course! I bet in places like Valenward there are all sorts of carnivorous plants that use magic to capture their prey. Like a plant with invisible fangs on its fronds, trapping birds and insects who stop to rest their weary wings. Or how about a talking plant who uses magic to mimic speech? A stamen is almost like a tongue. Then you get real close and the fangs chomp you. That is, if the mud monsters don't get you first. Plants must have some version of the undead, raised from the ground by magical spores and such. Oh, plenty. Although they all sort of relate to magic in one way or another. For instance, I was trying to build a more secure coin purse by trapping your gold inside a soul gem. Oh, I sometimes do that too. Yes, as an institution of learning, but we are in Skyrim after all. And when in Skyrim, do like the Nords. Of course, using destruction magic will be too dull. Even the illusion spells get boring. Oh, yes. It was a bit tricky getting the conjuration trap to recognize inanimate objects as souls. But a dash of blood and harmonizing the resonance did it. The problem was getting the gold out. I tried enchanting a couple of wooden coins using the gem, but they lost the Imperial markings. You don't kill the coin, but the purse, and that's already dead. The coins inside are what mimic the properties of a soul. As long as the harmonic resonance is stable while they take flight, the trap will secure the coins into a soul gem. The trapping part's all rather elementary once you get the hang of it. Oh, yes. Which gives me another idea. Hanging bear traps would work much better than bone chimes. You'd need an invisibility spell to cloak them. The problem is the weight. Spells are transient, and the steed stone won't work on a thread. Frostbite spider webbing, maybe. Probably too difficult to harvest. What if we abandoned using gossamer altogether, but instead gave the traps wings? Is Arniel still around? He's the expert on dwarven magic. Until next time.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership. It's not enough that you've stolen the spotlight with this eye thing. Now you're looking for the augur. I'm not sure what you're playing at, but you do well to remember your place around here.
Look at something for me.
If this is another dwarven trinket...
Until next
I keep
time.
telling you I'm not familiar with them.
Yes, I just thought perhaps you'd have come across something like this before.
Why, because I'm a Dunmer? We didn't all grow up in dwarven ruins, you know.
Well, yes. Sorry to have troubled you.
Let me give you a bit of advice. If you want to work on something that's not officially allowed, don't tell anyone you're doing it. Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits. Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well. As for research, well, a sufficient explanation will cover almost anything. If you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college grounds. I hope you've got some coin. Let's just take a look then. precious. Onmund is too afraid to deal with me himself, and so he sent you. I'll make this very simple for you. All my trades are final. Onmund knew this ahead of time and went through with it anyway. So there's nothing more to be said. Yes, you see, the thing is, I'm not concerned with everyone's best interest. I find I'm only concerned with my own.
No, and I'm not expecting it.
Really? That must be so nice. I came all the way to Skyrim just to get away from my family's expectations.
My family didn't really approve.
Oh, no, that won't do at all. Not my problem, not even a little. Take it to Tolf, dear. He's supposed to be looking after you lot. I've already made it very clear that all of my trades are final. Look how persistent you are. It's charming, really. Onmund gave up the first time I said no, but not you. All right, I'll tell you a little story. Let's pretend for a moment that a certain individual was looking to acquire a particular staff. Let's also pretend that he traded some valuable items for said staff. And it was only later that it was realized that this individual might misuse such a staff. The resulting disaster would reflect quite poorly on everyone involved. Are you following me? You're not very good at this, are you? Look, I traded a staff to someone and found out later that was a bad idea, so I'd like the staff back. Understand now? It's an entirely different situation. I don't expect you to comprehend the nuances of these matters. Regardless, I'm making you a very simple offer. You get me the staff, and I give you Onmund's precious amulet. Do we have a deal? Yes. I thought we'd gotten past that bit already. Onmund's amulet in exchange for my staff. Finally, we have an agreement. I look forward to having it back soon. The sooner the better, in fact. All right, then.
And I'm not expecting any.
Really? That must be so nice. I came all the way to Skyrim. I still need some help, if you can spare the time. Exactly as I said it would. Now, are you ready to try again? I am confident it will work this time. This will be worth it. Okay, now don't move at all. Oh my. That isn't right. Just wait. I can fix this. Oh no, that's not it. Let me try again. This really isn't turning out the way I hoped. I'll get it right this time, I swear. There. All better. Well, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Agreed. And thank you for your help. You're a good friend. It was a pleasure. Thank you.